Moto3 gears up for round 2 of the 2026 season. We are here at the Brazil Grand Prix, the Ayrton Senna circuit, and we're moments away from lights out. Let's check in with Nat Quirk and Gavin Emmett.
At the moment, staying away, but just look at them and listen to them as well, because we've heard them even from the commentary box. You can hear the cheers whenever Diogo Moreira does something, for example, and it's brilliant. It's brilliant to be back here.
Yeah, he's had a great reception, hasn't he? A lot of support, obviously. As soon as you come out of the airport here, his face is there all around the city, the billboards.
Quite literally the poster boy.
Yeah, the countdown clock right in the middle of the city to this day. And as you can see, it's going to be a sellout. Hospitality has been sold out as well. But and Diogo Moreira had a decent sprint race as well yesterday.
Really good, top 10 for him. Looked good in the warm-up again this morning. So yeah, I'm excited for his day. I reckon he's good on used tyres. So let's see what he does at the end of the race today. You know, I was here for the last Brazilian Grand Prix.
Well,
not here, because it wasn't here.
No, I was going to ask you, I'm not old enough, obviously, to remember the last Brazilian Grand Prix.
Of course you're not, Natalie, no.
What are your memories then of the previous Brazilian Grand Prix?
I don't have too many. It was pretty wild.
I can imagine.
It was 22 years ago, and I was a lot wilder then as well. But we had a lot. It was Rio de Janeiro. But you know what Rio didn't have? They might have had the scenery, and it had brilliant crowds as well. Let's listen to them. It had them, okay, but it didn't have the racetrack. And Goiânia has a racetrack. It's got a brilliant racetrack that I think is going to become a favourite stop on the calendar over the next few years, because they've got the contract now till 2030. Just got a little wave off Bez. That's a happy Bez. You know, he's seen as a bit of a dour character by some people. And do you know what? I think he's got a taste for it after that warm-up. He was strong in that warm-up there. That's smiling Bez on the parade lap. Yeah, all for it. But yeah, this has got the racetrack that Rio didn't have. It was very flat. Didn't really have it. It was quite featureless as well. So yeah, I reckon this could become a favourite once all the track problems are sorted out.
Well, yeah, it's really hard to predict, isn't it? New track. We've had issues with the track. Hopefully it's sorted now. We've had all different weather conditions. It's anyone's guess, this race, isn't it, today? Yeah,
who knows what's going to happen. Tyres are going to be the key. Who can make them last? Because we've been studying now 5 minutes. It is baking down. We know it's an abrasive surface. It's fresh. It's dirty. So it's going to be who can make their tyres last to the end of the race.
And it's 31 laps, remember. They're looking forward to it. So are we. It's going to be a great race later on today. Fingers crossed.
I was just waiting for them to take a step forward and disappear into a massive hole.
You were hoping?
Yeah. No, I wasn't hoping. The crowd, though, obviously so up for it. I mean, Brazilian fans, you just love them in any sport, don't you? They're so impassioned by sport. And, you know, people have come from all over Brazil to watch this weekend. And Nat just mentioned there about Marco Bezzecchi, and he's waving to them as he's going by. And I've got a bit of a Bez tingle after that warm-up, because when he's comfortable, you know he's going to give it everything and really push, don't you?
Yeah, and he's qualified on the front row. If he can get the start, if he can get out front, you know what Marco Bezzecchi's like now? I mean, he's won the last 3 GPs. If he can get into that flow state, especially around this flowing little track, it's hard to overtake on that. Aprilia's fast now. I mean, yeah, I'm with you, as always, but really around here, the start is key. Because also the racing line, the clean racing line's relatively narrow, so there's that to put into the mix as well.
Yeah, we're kind of set well, aren't we, for the MotoGP race now?
Oh, yeah. And Paolo Bonora telling us that the medium rear is really suiting the Aprilia as well. So they've made small changes as well, he said, with the gear ratio and just adapting everything. And the Aprilia do look good. Bezzecchi look comfortable. But Mark is going to give him... He's going to give him trouble, isn't he?
You sort of need Mark not to get a good start. If Mark can lead it, he'll control it.
Yeah.
Like he can do, like we've seen him do.
Well, yeah, that's obviously coming up later on this evening. Moto3 is on the way, and they're out on the sighting lap, actually. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll turn our attention to these chaps.
Yep, and this is how we look then. So, David Almanza took victory in the season opener Thailand Grand Prix just a few weeks ago. It does seem a while, doesn't it, since it all kicked off as well. 3 weeks now, then there's a 2-week break before another 3 weeks. The start of the season is very much all together and split up. So, just a heads up, I have got a really bad voice up here in the commentary box today. I'm not going to be just as shouty as you might expect, but we'll see how it goes across them all as we are willing to go Megan's going to be joining me for the session a bit later on for the Grand Prix, and also she'll be on standby if I need help. Yeah, pretty much I was fine 3 weeks ago, wasn't I? When I had tonsillitis, and it's just getting worse. Hi, Sean. Hi, everybody. Hi, Plug. Hello, everybody. Hopefully all in for this one. Down to turn 1 there. It's going to be quite fun. Joel Esteban on pole position. That's always an interesting one. I wonder how this race is going to go in terms of action. Who's going to have not the best getaway, but who's going to have the momentum to keep the tyres in check? High abrasion circuit, as we know. They're all going to be on the hardest Pirelli tyres that they possibly can be. Otherwise, it's just not going to work around this place. The tyres would degrade within 5 laps if they were going on the softest. Sean says Mark really shows he's not out of the game. His defence on the final 2 laps is top tier yesterday, and he is today's big pick for the race winner. So is Fabio Di Giannantonio. Everyone's going to be taking that harder rear compound that everyone's going to be going, oh, is that going to be good? I think it's going to be stellar. I honestly think we're in for a fascinating Grand Prix today. The Moto3, the Moto2, and the MotoGP. All the action lining up here on JB Motorsports. And then straight into it, we'll be on the way to NASCAR and their brilliant action zones coming into it. Fingers crossed we're going to be in a side-by-side battle. I'm going to love this, actually. Let's get into it. Racing action is about to start. You can catch up with it all here. Sean says, I hope Aldeguer has a better day today. He had a great quali, considering he was just returned from injury. Absolutely. Moto2 qualifying, by the way, took on earlier on today. So slightly later due to the plan change of yesterday with the sinkhole approaching. A literal sinkhole. Oh, and by the way, it's dry at the moment, but there's rain incoming. It's more a question of when is it going to rain, not is it going to rain. Right, we're standing by then. Let's get ready to rumble, and we will rejoin Susie Perry down on TNT's grid.
Hello, welcome back. We're going racing in Brazil, and I have to say this Moto3 grid, it's a little bit of a strange one. There's some rookies really enjoying themselves out there, it seems, Neil.
Yeah, the beauty of coming to a new track means if you're a rookie, you are not at a disadvantage. So you've got the young Malaysian Danish on the front row of the grid. And he's a fiery character, quite an aggressive rider. You've got the Indonesian of Pratama, 4th on the second row of the grid. You've got the junior world champion and Red Bull rookie champion, Brian Uriarte, on the second row of the grid.
And he's looked really good all weekend, doesn't he?
He's probably got the best race pace I've seen. Another super aggressive rider. And let's say some of the more experienced riders, your Adrian Fernandez and your Almanzas, they're a little bit further back. So it's a bit of an upside-down grid. Honestly, just looking at that grid, this is teeing up an absolute cracking race, especially with that long start finish straight. I think that'll keep a group together.
And that's exactly what we're just looking at there. And you mentioned the front row in Danish having a great time this weekend, and Nat has caught up with him. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Hakim, congratulations on your best qualifying. That was great work yesterday. Do you feel there's potential that you can stick with the leading group in this race today?
Yes, for today's race, my target is I will try to do my best, and I just want to follow the leading group until the end.
All the best today.
Thank you.
So a front row start for Hakim Danish. I know it's Gav's favourite, isn't it?
Gav absolutely loves him, but like I said, he is aggressive. You look at him on the grid, he looks like a really sweet young boy, but he will get his elbows out, he'll get stuck in. This is a chance for him.
So, look, what are we expecting for this race? I mean, clearly there's going to be a lot of places swapping here.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we got this grid that is completely tipsy-turvy, isn't it? I mean, I can't believe it. You've got...
Topsy-turvy.
Topsy-turvy.
You got all the right
You're
words there.
tipsy-turvy after you've had a cachaça.
You've got David Almanza that just won in Thailand in P14. You've got keyless in 11s, and they dominated, you know, a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, you got some rookies at the front, so you got Pratama again as well in second row. Keep an eye on him, starting from 4th, because he was super strong straight away as well in Thailand. And add to that, massive tyre wear. We're expecting a high degradation for the tyres, so they're going to have to manage that aspect as well. And like Neil said, a big straight here, 1 kilometer long. So with Moto3 bikes, you've got a long time to slipstream people.
Yeah, just saw a shot of Max Keeles, who's back in 11th. Wait till he moves forward. But let's go to the third row of the grid, where we'll find Michael's boy, Joel Kelso, from 7th.
Well, Joel, it looks like you've really got on with this circuit this weekend, but I know you're carrying a slight injury. Tell us what happened and how you're going to have to manage that today.
At the moment, it's not on my mind. At the end, we're just going to try to focus on our race, do the best race possible. We know we've been strong all weekend, so we'll see if we'll be able to manage it and get through. But time will tell.
All the best.
Cheers.
Joel Esteban is in pole position. Does he start as favourite for this?
I'm going to have to say no. But don't get me wrong, Joel Esteban, he was a full-time Grand Prix racer 2 years ago, and then lost his ride. He went back to Junior Worlds, rediscovered himself, discovered a bit of form, obviously.
Never had a podium, has he? Is this his first pole position? It's such an exciting day for him.
It really is, and he's one of the rare Spanish riders who's not super aggressive, and that's why we've not seen him get a podium. He's rarely actually been in the front battle, in that front group. You rarely, if you think about it, we've rarely seen him on TV, so it's a big day for him. He'll be super nervous. How is he going to cope with that? Well, we're going to find out, but it's tricky because Silva mentioned it as well. The tyre wear is going to be huge around here. Lap time's going to drop between, I'm going to say, 2 and 4 seconds from what they were doing from the beginning to the end, that much.
So how do you play this one then?
Manage. So you got to manage. We know some guys are much better than others at doing this. You got to try and stay out of trouble, stay in the front of the group, but without pushing too much. Try and stay in the slipstream where somebody is the best. You don't really want to lead that race.
That's it. Stay in the slipstream. It's free time, isn't it, Silvan?
Exactly. And you don't have to use your tyres to make up the time. Then you're just using that slipstream to gain a few tenths on every lap. And you got to be patient. And the key is to stay sort of in the front group without, you know, destroying the edge of your tyre. Keep some powder dry for the last 5 laps.
So if you're David Almanza and you're going from 14th, what are you thinking now?
Well, his race strategy is the opposite, because when you're there, you've got to be. He's got to have a really aggressive opening lap. And Almanza's not the most aggressive rider. That said, he's on a KTM this year. It's a bike that allows you, let's say, to be a bit more forceful. So Almanza's got to. It's all about the first 2 laps for him. If he can get in that lead group, then he's a bright rider. He'll do exactly what Silvan's just said. He'll probably, I don't think he'll want to lead it. He'll want to sit in the group. You don't want to force your tyres. If you ever end up finding where you are leading, what you do is you just are really smooth on the throttle. That's all.
It's going to be a great battle, isn't it? Ahead of him is Max Keeles and Alvaro Carpe going from the 4th row. An interesting one, this one, just to re-establish the fact that Joel Esteban is in pole position. Michael and Gav, are your comms?
There is Joel Esteban on the pole for the very first time in his career. An unfamiliar front row with Peroni and Danish, Pratama behind him, Marco Morelli there. This one is one you're not going to want to take your eyes off.
Good afternoon and welcome to Moto3, round 2 of the season. Joel Esteban, Valentin Peroni and Hakish Demin are Danish on the first row of the grid. Further down, we will then see Pratama ahead of Morelli, Brian Unitai, Joel Kelso, Uzi Yamanaka, Salmela as well alongside Carpe. Maximo Quiles down in 11th position as well. Then we get Fernandez, O'Gorman, Almanza down in 14th position. Mitani in 15th, Pini 16th, Ramastrofa in 17th, Brukaman in 18th, Ogden, Bertoletti alongside Moody, O'Shea, Caro, Rios and Adrian Cruces as well down at the back of the field. We're all set then for what is going to be a very, very tight circuit. I can't wait to see what's going to happen personally. Trying to get this one right, it's going to be an interesting race. as they'll move down. Good morning, everybody. Welcome up to the booth. It's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix and Moto3 to get underway. That's exactly how we like it. Wish my notes would stop flying around to different pages, trying to work out where's where. Again, action like you wouldn't believe. As we close in once more. I don't believe it's actually lost my notes page that I just had open a second ago from Moto3. Here it is. Typical. Never. It's just a tricky thing at the moment. David Manza victorious in Thailand. He leads the championship on 25 points. Then Maximo Quiles on 20. What are we going to see from them today? Manza down in 14th place. We've got the grid positions up as well on the monitor. You'll see as much as I do, as well as the kilometers per hour. Maximo Quiles running. The 18-year-old now just holding back. Looks like we're going to have war. This is something a lot different. Brazil and Moto3 for the first time. We had the 125cc category race in Brazil at Rio back in 2004. But never had Moto3. Never had Moto2. Had MotoGP though. First time we're going to race back here in the Ayrton Senna circuit. They're on the grid now. The tensions will rise. And the Moto3 Brazilian Grand Prix has the green flag at the back. Eyes to the 5 red lights. Esteban, Peroni and Danish on the front row. Revs are up, we're ready for a start. Lights on. And pull the throttle back. We go racing in Brazil. It's a smooth start from the top 3. Great getaway actually coming in from Pratama. He's going to move up into 3rd position down towards the first corner. It's still the lead though for Joel Esteban. Pratama's looking to the inside line, trying to take 2nd position. Morelli's moving up there as well. But Joel Esteban leads downhill into turn 1. Now turn 4. What's the crunch point? That's been the part of the track where it still gets a little bit tricky. Up now the hill. This is the Kinka 3. Then down into the braking zone for turn 4. Up the inside, Esteban and Peroni. Peroni takes the lead of the race. Esteban's going to try and get the comeback. I think they've all made it through safely through turn 4 as Danish already looking through. Morelli trying to look through on the inside line as well. Valentin Peroni takes the lead of the Moto3. Esteban in 2nd. Pratama 3rd. Moving up, Marco Morelli is now into 3rd position. Pratama's down to 5th. Kelso and Maximo Quiles. Maximo Quiles is again already, he's up 4 places into 7th place already. And look at that from Morelli at the chicane, slips up the inside of Joel Esteban, and now Danish slips back through. Fantastic couple of corners. They're really using themselves between the two. Up we go once more. Flicks back. Maximo Quiles gets on the inside of Joel Esteban. And that's over 5th position as well, so they'll hold it. Down the back straight we go. Quiles touching the white line, so a little bit wide there. Still trying to find and jostle for the correct positions. Over the line we go then. Lap 1 is complete. Peroni to 2nd. Morelli takes the lead of the race. Danish in 3rd. And Ramstopper with the long lap penalty has now flashed up on our timing screens. That was to be expected. Sunshine out here currently in Brazil. That's how we want it to stay. Whether it will stay like that is a different matter. Hugging that inside line like crazy, still trying to find the right momentum. What a brilliant start. They are all over the place in Moto3. Look at that, they're all still stuck together on the driver tracker. Unbelievable. Back up the inside. Pratama is gone pushed wide by Quiles. So Max Quiles getting through. This is a brilliant start. Back up the inside. David Almanza in a battle as well, trying to find in the right positions. Fernandez moves up into 10th ahead of Brian Uratai. Casey O'Gorman running in 12th position. And still they're trying to find the right, they're just trying to find the actual braking points and the way to go through, getting on the acceleration is going to be so much more critical here in Moto3 because the tyres can't last forever. Over the line then with the sector times. Maximo Quiles as well. Quiles with a 1:27.216. He's got the fastest time of the race so far. And now, again, Morelli just defending the outside line. Is that Quiles up into second position? I think it is. It is. So, the Aspar team are now 1-2, and Maximo goes maximum through at 3 and takes the lead of the race by turn 4. Valentin Perrone comes through on the inside line as well, so he's now taken another position. What a cracking couple of corners for Moto3. Quiles with a, Maximo Quiles 1:27.216. Up 10 places. Oh, he's gone wide, That's allowed Perrone through. Now, was that tactical? Was that tactical to go wide as Almanza has completed his long lap penalty? Didn't even know he had one. That didn't flash up on my monitor anything during that segment. We might have some messages systems flashing up shortly, so we're trying to get those sorted in a moment. Valentin Perrone leading this race. Maximo Quiles just alongside. Desperate to get through. Ramstroffer. Oh, hang on, I'm going to get a flag out. Sector 3. Well, no one's gone down unless it's Ramstroffer as well. Oh, it is. Leo's gone down. Ramstroffer has gone down. Crashed out of the race. Down it towards turn 10. Excuse me, down to turn 10. They're a bit wide there for Quiles at turn 1. That's and Perrone to take it through. Is that David Almanza coming back? Yeah, David Almanza takes the lead of the race. Maximo's going to bang on through the inside. Quiles goes through, takes it back. Almanza trying to fight every which way. And there is Leo Ramstroffer. Let's have a look. He was on his own. It's going to be... Oh, that's a high side. Oh, that's a nasty one. Boys?
Looks like he's had an issue because he was a little bit adrift of the pack, and then obviously just a little lapse of concentration there.
Right, across the curbs they go. No fear for these Moto3 runners and riders through the kink now of turn 9. This is where it all tightens up. Adrian Fernandez, you can just see in the back of your picture making moves into the chicane and then back around the right-hander down this little short straight. It will bring them back to the final couple of corners. The laps come thick and fast here. 24 laps of this Goiânia Ayrton Senna circuit, and Hakim Danish has just made his way through on Alvaro Carpe.
Yeah, Carpe with that outside foot off the peg into the final section in turn 13. But yeah, Danish isn't going to be pushed about here today. Starting from the front row of the grid, the young Malaysian believes he should be there in the battle, and he's definitely sticking it into his more experienced counterparts.
Further back, Casey O'Gorman in 11th place. You can see Joel Kelso in 14th. Eddie O'Shea's in 16th, just ahead of Cormac Buchanan, who had...
Oh, look at that, further down as well as Rios has gone down, so Rios has dropped down several places. I don't think he's crashed, but the sector time certainly showing that he's lost 3 positions. Yeah, there we go. Scott Ogden moves up now into 18th position. Tries to find that traction zone again and push, which is what we want. Apparently, Simon Patterson's given up on the weather update because it was raining and now it's bright sunshine. But there is rain predicted for the start of the MotoGP race, but I think we might be good. It's what you got. You know, MotoGP is similar to Formula 1 where we're in Brazil. You look up to the sky and then it could be raining 1 minute and dry the next. It's a bit like Albert Park. 5 seasons in a day over there. Now, Almanza holding off from Maximo Quiles at the moment. So David Almanza up 13 places from where he started. Currently leads the Moto3 Grand Prix of Brazil as they exit the last corner. They have done more work over the sinkhole over the past 24 hours, which is good news. Hopefully we're all going to be okay and nothing else appears out on the circuit. If I've commentators cursed it, I will apologise. Still pushing like crazy. Lap 6 of 24. Esteban's done a 1:26.796. He's got the fastest lap of the race so far. So we just continue to push through and try through, really, isn't it, as well? That's another matter. Catching is one thing, passing is quite another. MotoGP rules apply differently. Catching is one thing, not getting past is another. You don't want to let anybody else go through you and lose out on a bit more time. And they are so much faster down this back straight, it's almost uncanny. Manza now controlling the front. This is now a tyre critical part of the race, by the way. So what you're seeing on screen, this is tyre management in effect. Don't want to risk anything being missed out there. Cracking race. You can't deny this is a cracking race. Still pushing like mad, but that's why we love MotoGP, isn't it? This type of weird, crazy, fast, action-packed circuit as they fly back through. Manza, oh, hang on, there's a move going on down there on the inside line as well. Joel Esteban getting ahead of Valentin Perone for third place. And now Danish trying to find a way through. So as it stands, Manza will be on 50 points. He'll lead Maximo Credas by 10. It's the same 1-2. Oh! Huge accident! Absolutely huge high side! How on earth is he conscious? That is a huge accident for Joel Esteban. Coming through the exit of turn 4, the bike just suddenly grips up on the front and he launches into the air, slams down to the ground, and he's not unconscious. How on earth did he survive that one? That's like in a video game when the character spaces out and flies up in the air. That was unbelievable. He's walking, he's there, but turns in. Apex has a high side, the rear steps out from him, the front grips too much, and he launches into the air. On board with Manza. Here he comes, and Esteban is launched over the handlebars, flips backwards, and smashes down to the ground at turn 4. And he is perfectly, well, I won't say perfectly right, but he's up and walking away. Wow. Wow. Esteban is out of the race. He's conscious and walking after one of the biggest high sides. Moto3's had a couple of them this weekend, but that turn 4 is something else. It's so dangerous, uphill and off camber. Wow, that took my breath away. He's okay though, everybody. Manza leading. Crelas second. Morelli is third. So Ramstoffer and Esteban, the two retirements from the Brazilian Grand Prix. Can't get much higher altitude. Wow. So the action continues as Fernandez tries to launch on the inside line of Danish to get a place back. And Guido Pini passes Pratima for 10th. I think Yamanaka also making moves. Here's a replay, and this is uphill to turn 4. This is 5 and 6, and a little bit of coming together and 3 wide and slipping back to on the inside line. That's Danish. Danish went wide. So a couple of places different there. So yeah, that's how Danish has made his way up into 6th position. What a start. Manza and Crelas far from the front, first and second, and Manza 14th to first. Yeah, and Crelas 10th to second. Or is it 11th to second? Quite a punch really through. Wow. Right, racing action continues in. Let's check in with TNT.
For you last year, he was good actually in the latter stages of racing.
Yeah, Marco was very good at managing his tyres. He won some races with that consumption issue when it was afoot at Aragon. He just decided he was going to get his head down, so he's very good at managing it. Salmela there having a lunge at Danish, ran wide.
Esteban has been taken to the medical centre.
Medical centre, that's Guido Pini. Attacks Carpe. Carpe's had a tough weekend. You saw the Joel Esteban crash here. Well, not too dissimilar there. earlier on in the weekend.
Yeah, it was very similar on the exit of the 11-12 section. Bumpy there, and Carpe just got it a little bit too high on the curbs in practice, flicked himself through the gravel. But he's come back swinging here. He's looking good. Alvaro Carpe looking to be back on the podium here this weekend.
David Almanza leads the Brazilian Grand Prix, not even at half race distance. They are chalking up these laps thick and fast, aren't they, as Quiles pulls to the outside to sweep his way around turn 1. A little wobble on his front end.
As he sets his personal best of the race at 26.9. I don't think the group are getting back to these two. I wasn't sure if we're 9 laps in, but they're not thinking about their tyres. They're keeping a rhythm at the front here, Almanza and Quiles, to make it a duel again to the flag.
Right.
Looks like it.
You know, there's times when you love a 15-rider battle. Sometimes they scare me a bit, I'll be honest. When I've watched World Supersport 300 over recent years, watching through the cracks in your fingers. But there are times, Michael, when you love a head-to-head, when that is motorcycle racing crystallised into its purest form. Mano a mano, head-to-head, like a chess match, working out the other rider. Now, last time out in Buriram, remember Quiles took the lead, was it a lap before the end that he took over at the front? And I wonder if he might have learned from that.
Yeah, you don't, with Quiles, you don't get the better of him too often in a last lap scrap. He's very good, he's dynamic, he thinks on his feet, he's very good at defending as well. But on the day of Buriram, the man who nearly run him off the track, Almanza, protected the inside line. And some more fast laps, actually, that's wrong. The red graphic, we've been in the 26s, so yeah, that isn't their personal best, but near on matching it this time around.
Yeah, Alvaro Carpe, the only rider of the chasing pack who's matching the front runners. Adrian Fernandez isn't far off, but Carpe's the one. Unfortunately, he finds himself 3 seconds down on the leaders as we get closer to the summit of this race, and then it's all downhill towards the checkered flag, downhill through here as well. And then it's up for turn 4. Crests over the top here. Is it negative camber in that part?
Yeah.
It feels like
It does looks like it certainly flattens off, so you've come from positive camber to, even if it levels off, it then feels negative in terms of the load into the tyres. You feel like it really...
I love how we just noticed that now, and Megan's noticed that all weekend long being in negative camber. It took until Moto3's race for the experts to find out. So Megan, again, is a step above the rest. She was saying that yesterday about turn 4, about how it was negative camera is offline. She didn't like how it changed over the heights. Megan spotted it immediately. So, yeah, it's weird that it's taken until the Moto3 race for TNT to spot that. So, credit to listen to the JB Motorsports broadcasts across the season, as we now see Almanza and Maximo Quiles have a 2.121 second advantage at the front of the field. Quite remarkable turn of events at the front, as now we come over the line down towards turn 1 once again. Surely now there's going to be some sort of momentum shift and change as they try and filter through, because Quiles has to jump ahead eventually. He can't save his tyres forever, and it is so dirty off the racing line. That's why we're seeing very tight side-by-side action down into several parts of the circuit. Everybody here in Brazil wants this race to happen. We want this race to happen. Still no denying that everyone feels like we're here just a little bit too early. Track not quite ready. As Neil Hodgson said yesterday in the delay to the sprint, the toilets weren't even put in the paddock until Thursday. At least everyone knows they're clean because they're brand new. Almanza leading by 2/10 to Maximo Quiles. And still the battle brews on for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Even 10, 11, they're all in this battle. It's all the way down to Casey O'Gorman in 13th place. They are charging out there at the moment. Some real positive runs. Slight picture breakup. Dives through the 31 on the inside. Fernandez gets ahead of Carpe. And now just ahead is going to be Marco Morelli for 4th place. There, just ahead, Valentin Perrone. Over the line we go. Lap 13 of 24. 12 to go. We're halfway in the Moto3 Grand Prix. 3 wide, the braking zone at 1. Again, trying to find a little bit of slipstream power between them all, but they all stay relatively in the same positions. As we're watching, again, diving on the inside. Several of the Leopards trying to get through. Pini trying, oh no! Down and out goes the race and championship leader! David Armanza has crashed out at turn 4! Dropped the front, and the championship leader is out! Maximo Quiles will now take a 13-point advantage, and Fernandez drops out of the top 4 in the championship. He had the advantage and now he's out. Exit of, it's in mid-corner of 4. Drops the front on the out camber, and it's a high side again. High side exit of 4. I really hope he's okay. He lunges up. It's a hit on the head and the shoulder. He's up and walking back. But another high side. And David Armanza is out, the championship leader. So Quiles now has a 3.5-second advantage at the front of the field, but no one to draft with. Is he going to have to back up and eventually have this race coming in? The bike's still there though, as Fernandez battles with Carpe. Perez is in there as well as Salmela. Oh, twitching through 3. We're going to have more high sides if we're not careful. You can feel them coming. Yeah, race leader's crashed out. I can't believe it either, Sean. Turn 4 is a menace. Absolute menace. So many accidents, some fast accidents down there this year. Another yellow flag. Turn 4. Who's gone down this time? Is it Danish? It's 2 riders. Scott Ogden is out. And I think Danish is out too. Scott Ogden has crashed out of this race. Danish has dropped down into the 10th, so he might be okay, but Scott Ogden's out at turn 4. Was that a high side as well? Tyres are starting to degrade, they can't keep the grip in, and that's why we're seeing these errors right now. I wonder if race control are thinking about a red flag for safety concerns. As here we go for Carpe, moving to the inside line. Still chucking it along nicely. Yellow flags are still out. No sign of the reds just yet. I don't think we'll need it. I'm keeping my eye glued to that monitor if that red flag comes out. Red flag's out. Red flag's out. Well, I thought that might happen. It had to. If Scott Ogden is in a dangerous part of the track, we were approaching that sector, and I really wish the riders wouldn't ride out wide there. The Moto3 race has been red flagged on lap 15 of 24. We've got 10 laps to go. The race is to be restarted at the moment, we know that. But Maximo Quiles is the race leader. So, race to be restarted, 2/3 race distance has not been completed. And I just hope that Scott Ogden is okay. Yeah. Well, I think it won't be surprising if he was going to red flag for MotoGP, says Sean. Yeah, I agree. I said I wondered if the red flag would come out for safety concerns. It's very similar to what we saw in Thailand in the Moto2. But it's not good enough, is it, this track? We're here too early. There's too many dangerous points. The track's too dirty. They tried to clean it, but it's just so dirty offline. And turn 4, it's an accident zone. You can't send young kids out there because they're going to get seriously injured. That's our 3rd crash in this race alone at turn 4. Another great big high side, and now it's resulting in a red flag. So I really hope Scott Ogden is okay. We've had no news just yet from race control. Manza's back in the pit lane. The red flag, now he might be eligible to be ready to get back in because he did return to the pit lane within 5 minutes of the red flag. So I wonder if he'll be eligible for to take part in the restart because he was only a lap down. So depending on, you're not allowed to restart crashed motorcycles, but this is technically a new race. It's new rules. I wonder if we might be able to get back in the race, if that bike can be brought back. Oh, we'll double check that. The race is going to be restarted for 5 laps. It will be a 5-lap restart when we come back. But the Moto3 race has been red flagged. Okay, let's head to TNT for more news.
You are going to need to strap yourselves in. It is going to be one wild 5-lap race.
So this is going to test whether the engineers and crew chiefs have a soft ready on the rack. Obviously, everyone's strategy today was to race with the hard option, or the majority of the field. Have you got a soft left? I would imagine you'll have it in your allocation because of all the wet weather running. Have you got it fitted to a rim? Is it up to temperature? Is it ready to go?
And I just want to, have a think about it. It's not going to be half points, is it? Because it's a
no. This will go the full distance.
Because they've already done the 14 laps. Adrian Fernandez down there. He'll be starting up on the.
Scott Ogden has been listed as rider okay, I'm being told. So Scott Ogden is listed as rider okay.
There, and that's because on Friday there was wet running.
Yeah, it gives some of the riders and engineers a chance to make a little tweak if the circuit has evolved quite a bit more than what they felt yesterday. They could change something, gearing, a few clicks on the suspension. You're allowed to make those changes during this slight delay. Put fresh tyres in, rehydrate, refocus on a 5-lap dash, which around a short flowing racetrack, I guess, is going to be a scrap.
So, yet another delay. It feels like it's been a weekend of them here at the Brazilian Grand Prix in Goiânia. We're going to take a breather from the action, but you're going to want to stick with us because this is going to be a 5-lap shootout in Moto3 you are not going to want to miss.
Yes. So, red flag is out. Session is suspended. It will be a 5-lap restart when we get going. I wonder exactly what it's going to be like and why. You just want to scream sometimes, don't you? Why? Just why was this put on now? The restart will give the rest of the field a chance to deny Maximo Crianza victory. Again, bang on. Great point there, Tig. So we're going to have a restart. And this might be the best thing, actually, to happen because for David Almanza, it's keeping himself somewhat in the championship hunt. So we haven't had 2/3 completed. There will be a restart. Almanza is registered as medical centre, so he cannot restart. And Scott Ogden is listed as rider okay. So that is the scene currently. We will not have him coming back in. So many high sides coming up here. Still, red flag is out. And red flags mean race suspended while they clear up the track. I know I'm stating the obvious, but I'm getting information in my ear as well because I'm requesting on Scott Ogden. All we've got is that it's listed as rider okay. So I think that must be the restart order then. So 21 will take the restart. Has to be. I can't see why they would not have that as the restart order when it's right there in front of them. Still, the Aspar team doing well. Those KTM bikes have got such momentum in them. So it's a 5-lap restart confirmed. And still no reason why the race was stopped, apparently. So not even the... Yeah, race control usually give us information like race suspended due to, track conditions or weather or rider requiring attention. We've had no message from race control as to why the race was stopped. Have they spotted something out there that resulted in the red flag? We got to the sector where the yellow flag was, where Scott Ogden crashed, and have since not received any messages. So, we will hold back and see what's going to happen as we welcome back TNT Sports to hopefully give us some more information to this mess. The red flag is out here, and it'll be a 5-lap restart.
Welcome back to Goiânia. It's the Brazilian Moto3 Grand Prix. We've had a red flag. We don't know why. We haven't had any explanation why, but we have after 14 laps have been completed. The leader, David Almanza, had crashed out. Joel Esteban, the pole sitter, had crashed out. Scott Ogden, the Brit, had crashed out, but none of them got near the air fence. We've seen all the crashes, and so we're not sure. Not sure what the story is, but we are going to have a quick restart, which will be going in 5 minutes' time, with Max Quiles starting on pole position alongside Adrian Fernandez. Scott Ogden's bike is back. He's gone to the medical centre for a checkup. Yeah, none the wiser, Michael, as to what's happened, but we are going to have a 5-lap shootout if you are just joining us. The race had broken up, hadn't it? Max Quiles will probably be ruining this because he was a couple of laps from the race being complete. Needed to be 18 laps, and it would have been considered done. And the fact is now that Quiles is going to have a battle on his hands.
He's going to have to work for it once again. I bet he'll be frustrated. Obviously, a 4-second lead, you're comfortable to bring it home over the last 10 laps, but now he's got a 5-lap dash. Although the same kid will relish it. He loves getting his elbows out and getting stuck in. So, yeah, I'm excited to watch Quiles scrap here for this one.
That's the Ayrton Senna circuit here in Goiânia. Very, very small circuit, but packs a punch, I have to say. Well, just ask Joel Esteban and David Almanza, who both had huge crashes. And Scott Ogden now. There's been some biggies this weekend, haven't there? Cormac Buchanan's and Joel Esteban's, Alvaro Carpe. You know, a lot of people have had some big old high sides.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, would they stop the race to check if there was any contamination at turn 4 after so many crashes? I find it unlikely because it's been a low grip corner all weekend. But yeah, we've had no information. Almanza being confirmed he's ineligible to restart. He was 2 laps adrift following his crash. And not actively competing when the red flag came out.
That's it, yeah. It was leading, battling. He and Quiles had pulled the gap. And that gap opened up because of the crash, didn't it, for Joel Esteban? Just forced.
The red flag is because they needed time to recover Ogden's bike. That's why.
Yes, don't you? Because of just how much of a hard scrapper he is, how much racecraft he has. But it's a bit of a lottery with 5 very short laps.
Yeah, the likes of Morelli, who's already raced on the soft. Perhaps Marco can steal a march here. He looked good, and he only really got detached from the lead battle after the Esteban crash, so he'll be feeling it. Likewise, his Argentinian mate, Valentin Peroni, he loves a fight. He's scrappy. He will be getting stuck in.
But you go through them. Quiles loves a battle. Fernandez second loves a battle. Peroni third loves a battle. Carpe's not shy. Sal Melo, we've seen him in the junior ranks and give as good as he gets. Guido Pini is wild as anyone. Yeah, I mean, everyone. It's Moto3. That is just the way you have to ride. And let's not count out the likes of Pratama at 4th row, Joel Kelso, Casey O'Gorman. Casey gets stuck in.
Yeah, Casey and Kelso were just at the back of the group. Didn't look like they had any more speed to pass, but actually had good rhythm matching the pace throughout. So a better start for either of those two. They could get in the mix here.
Can't be any tactics in a 5-lap sprint shootout. There is Hakim Danish. He was pushed back to 9th, but having a really good run. Very solid start to his season. Okay, scored no points back in Thailand, but shown that he can mix it with the best in Moto3.
Yeah, reports that the red flag was in order to retrieve Scott's bike safely. Must have been a little too close to the track when the oncoming traffic were approaching, but yeah, that seems an unusual.
Well, we saw where he was. It was out of turn 4.
Yeah, it was the exit of turn 4, which when Scott was a lot less than 10 seconds behind the lead group, surely there would have been enough time to get it back. But yeah, let's see. Hopefully we'll get clarification after the race. We're about to... Actually, these guys aren't leaving a lot of time here to get out pit lane. It closes in 10 seconds.
Some people are going to miss pit lane here. Oh no, pit lane open, that is.
Oh, sorry, that's open. I thought it was...
Yeah, me too. I read it the same. That's when pit lane's open.
So you've got a 1 minute window once this light goes green, as it's about to now.
Yeah, a reminder, the quick start procedure. So they head out onto the circuit. a sighting lap, join up on the grid. They'll have one mechanic they're allowed on the grid with them. Then they'll have another sighting lap. So you've got to put 7 or 8 laps worth of fuel into your bike. So you do one, another one, start the race, 5-lap race. You want enough probably for the cool down lap as well. That's one of the things for Manuel Gonzalez in Moto2. They took fuel out of the bike and when we're in Thailand and worked it out. It's not always an easy thing to do in the short time you've got available.
No, and it can provide a lot of, when you go for a qualifying mode, you're going to work with maybe 3 litres in the tank just to keep the minimum, the bike to the minimum weight you can get away with, and obviously you want to do that here over a 5-lap sprint. Not as big a fuel load on these little bikes, they're not as thirsty, but yeah, it still can make a difference if you've got that opportunity. We've seen Almanza's crew, it looked like they were getting into the tank, which does go in towards the under-seat section of the Moto3 machine.
So this is how they line up. Quiles, Fernandez, Peroni was your front row, then Carpe, Salmela and Guido Pini. Marco Morelli heads up the 3rd row with Uriarte and Danish, then Pratima, Joel Kelso, Casey O'Gorman, Eddie O'Shea's now up onto the 5th row of the grid. Again, even from back there, you're in it now, aren't you? And you just have to go for it. You have to make a nuisance of yourself. Get stuck in, get your elbows out.
Eddie's rhythm was good there, but obviously detached from the lead group, so if he can get away from what is a good start position down the left side of the track on row 5, get a good jump. He's had good speed this weekend, the best top speed of the Moto3 class, so hopefully he can get away and hang in here and scrap it out.
Great helicopter shots of this circuit. Turned out well. A few teething problems here and there, but the track providing a lot of talking points, a lot of action. I do feel, Michael, this is going to become a favourite stop for the championship.
Yeah, teething problems often happen on our first visit to a new venue, but I think the welcome we've had here from the Brazilian fans, the riders enjoying the racetrack, how it will improve in terms of facilities. It's still an ongoing construction site on the exterior, on the extremities, but it will improve. I'm looking forward to coming back here next year as well.
Goyon, team manager of Tech 3, Christian Lundberg, Jorge Martinez Aspar, all of them hoping that their rider can come out on top. So your final warm-up lap before the 5-lap Brazilian Moto3 Grand Prix. The city of Goiânia, top left of your picture, just in the outskirts here, in the flamboyant district is what it's known as.
The whole front straight has got a club, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it's like a party scene yesterday.
But it's like a VIP club, isn't it? It is incredible how it's bigger than anywhere else we've got on the MotoGP calendar. Like, you see the grandstands about halfway along, but you've got about 500 metres worth of VIP club. It must have sold out well, because the track is a sellout. Making a lot of noise as well. Down that stand myself and Nat went down out to turn 1. They were loud. There was a party going on. I'm not sure. Argentina and Brazil have never always been the best of buddies, but I think when it comes to motorcycle racing, that South American thing does work.
Does it?
Yeah.
Doesn't in football though, always
definitely does not in football. But I think here in the motorcycle racing, it's about the Latin Americans sticking it to the rest of the world.
They've done a brilliant job.
Valentin Peroni on the front row, Marco Morelli on the 3rd row. Getting that little bit extra support. Jesus Rios, what's going on with him there? Is he just getting a tear off?
Yeah, I think he may well have been, or just shaking out his left hand.
He had a big crash earlier this weekend as well,
yeah.
didn't he?
He had a big one in turn 1. Rios, yeah, he was languishing a little in the first part of this race, not quite where we've seen him.
Well, they're lined up on the grid now. And we get ready for the restart. It'll be a 5-lap race. Quiles, Fernandez, Peroni, the front row of the grid, as they'll launch down towards turn number 1. This is a crunch point. Who's going to win the Moto3 Grand Prix Brazil? Lights on. And it's go again here in Brazil as we head down towards the first corner. Great start for Valentin Peroni. He'll have the inside line down towards the first first corner, but he's backed out of it. Maximo Quilas takes full advantage and will retake the lead of the race. His teammates right behind him into the first corner. KTMs are dropping back ever so slightly. The Red Bull factories they are. Adrian Fernandez sneaking back up into second position now on the Leopold. What a fantastic restart as it comes up towards turn 4. No! I spoke too soon. 2 down at 4 in a contact. And is that going to be another red flag? Because we know how long it takes this race to get set up again. I think that's Rios and Bertoletti have gone down. 18 and 54, yeah, it is. Bertoletti and Rios. It's a short lap here. I hope they can recover the bikes and we don't need another stoppage. Maximo still at the front. He's leading by 0.4 of a second. A few twitches further back. Fernandez still in P2. That yellow flag's still out. By the time they haven't cleared it, by the time they reach the second sector, we might have another red flag, so just stand by. That might be a restart for just 3 laps. Surely they'll just cancel the race at that point. Still don't know what they're going to... We've gone green, thank God for that. Incident to be reviewed after the race, so we will continue this race. Or they've just pulled the yellow flags in and the marshals are still there. We know on MotoGP like it was safety. Down the inside, Alvaro Carpe taking over for second position ahead of Fernandez. Fernandez gets the undercut back exit turn 3. So retakes that second position. Pini's in there too. Up into the braking zone now for turn 2. Everyone making it through cleanly this time as they sweep downhill towards 5. Well, do you want the good news? Everyone's making it through cleanly. The exit there of 4 into that's very Jerez. There's a little bit of a bargy move again as Carpo sends on the inside at turn 6. What a surprise! The marshals were not off the track. Neither were the riders. Rios getting lost the inside front, takes Bertoletti with him. But they weren't clear. They weren't behind the barriers by the time the field went through. So race control just have give and take on safety these days. Should have been a red flag. Maybe we should think about launching a safety car in MotoGP like British Superbikes have. Works for them. Pop out the safety car, couple of laps, then go again. Tyres kept up to temperature. Maximo Quilas, and look at that, the 2 teammates are now fast as Moodley's been given a black flag with an orange disc. So that's the 21. Having problems out there. Where is he running right now? Rishi Moodley's down in 18th position. There's the battle for second still brewing up. Maximo Quilas still advantage at the front of the field. He's taken away. Not often you see the meatball flag though in MotoGP. Usually they don't care enough. You can hear the circuit commentary being absolutely fantastic with themselves. They're pushing like mad. So 1-2 at the moment for the Aspar team. Maximo Quilas and Marco Morelli. Alvaro Carpe, then Pini. Oh, and that's a snap there from Maximo Quilas. Just trying to keep up with the race because the TV pictures aren't matching up with the timing screen, so it's quite hard to tell who goes where. Through on the inside, here we go again. I think Salmela as well, just holding back. He's trying to have a go on Pini at the last corner. Pini's going to defend down the straight. I don't think he can find a way through though. Aspar 1-2, and they're breaking away. Carpe's under pressure. Here comes Pratima on the inside of Salmela, and he's going to get him on the inside line. Yep, he's done it. He's taken him in through 1 and 2. Pratima moves up into 5th position with a good move. Rishi Moodley's now taken to the pit lane, I believe, and has retired from the race. A little bit forced out wide there for the Leopard of Adrian Fernandez. He loses out a couple of places. Again, Pini dropping back into 7th place. Pratima making his way through. Carpe holding off the 3rd position at the moment, but Maximo Quiles just has the advantage at the front of the field. He's got 4 tenths already. Track temperature now at 29 degrees Celsius. On the inside, more drama as Fernandez and, had to get back through, but also Pini making the move there on Orijo. Piece 5. Pratima's P4. Apparently, Marco Morelli is on the back of Maximo Quiles. The gap 2 tenths, he comes over the line. That is actually a case. So we might be in a situation here where it might be the other way around for the Aspar team. Can Marco Morelli take the advantage to him? That would be something. The 18-year-old from Spain still trying to go charging on through. Well, Maximo's had race victories before. Just trying to have a look to see as well. Oh, Morelli right back down there at the back. It's his 10th Moto3 start. Never had a victory. He's right at the back of Maximo Quiles. And still the battle for the podium. Pratima gets ahead. Carpe's dropped back again. Pini goes through to 4th. They've been swapping positions like crazy. And Carpe fights Pini off. Now look at the front. Maximo Quiles and Marco Morelli, 2 tenths. Make that 1 tenth. Through the chicane. 2 corners left. Are we going to have a race? They're pushing, they're pushing, they're pushing. Hugs that inside line. Controls on the traction, controls on the exit. Power, 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 power. Up to the line. It's not going to be good enough. It might be a photo finish. It's not. Maximo Quiles wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Marco Morelli in 2nd. 3rd for Vada Pratima. Carpe in 5th. But for Maximo Quiles, he takes his 4th Moto3 victory. Great race. Oh, and look at Vada Pratima. He is absolutely like, yes, I've done it. I'm a podium sitter. That is brilliant news for the 17-year-old from Indonesia. He is on the podium. What a race. 5 laps technically and 4 points awarded for it. Still don't know how. That classifies as a full race distance, by the way, just 5 laps. The history books will show it as a 5-lap race. Sometimes you just have to go, yeah, okay, fine. This race is 5 laps long. It awards 4 points. The MotoGP race was twice the distance of this and awarded half points. You somehow have to think, don't you, what actually is going on. And the Moto2 race, remember, after the red flag last time out, was later awarded half points. First Moto3 podium for Morelli and Pratima. He's the first Indonesian to take a Grand Prix podium as well in Moto3. Let's check in then with TNT Sports.
Fantastic for the championship. The Indonesian fans will go wild if they've got a shot at a victory whenever we turn up in Mandalika later this season.
Just to go further through the order, Alvaro Carpe was 4th, Guido Pini 5th. That was some battle. Rico Salmela 6th in his 2nd ride. Valentin Perone was 7th in the end, pushed out of it in the scrap. Adrian Fernandez 8th. Casey O'Gorman took a really solid 9th place. Hakim Danish was 10th. I'm surprised, I thought he might have a little bit more. Maybe the choice of that soft tyre just didn't work for him. Uriarte 11th, Kelso 12th, Cruces, Yamanaka, and Eddie O'Shea picked up another point with 15th spot today. behind Zegmitani, Nicola Carrara, and Cormac Buchanan 6 seconds behind them at the end, obviously suffering after yesterday, but Cormac brought it home in 18th place. Vader Pratima, wow. Attacking this man with a couple of laps to go and hanging on to 3rd place.
Yeah, that was a decisive move. He went aggressively down the inside of Carpe and then held it all the way to the flag.
Little synchronised dancing as well from the Aspar duo. Talk about nice kids. These both are, aren't they?
Yeah, undoubtedly. Marco's a lovely kid. We've worked with him over the last 3 years. Keeles, he's been a standout from his early days, been touted as a bright future, but never let that get in terms of, obviously, you've got a certain level of confidence in yourself, but he doesn't come across as arrogant. Lovely kid.
No. And, you know, he might be a demon on track, but he is like an angel off it, isn't he? Very chatty. Yeah. Stick to the motorcycle racing, lads. I don't know if they're going to be on X Factor anytime soon. Maximo, of course, missed a few rounds, early rounds of last year. Would have battled for the championship, or did battle for the championship still without those. But real shot in the arm today with David Almanza. Let's not forget crashing out at the first part of the race.
Almanza maintains 5th in the championship, but Keeles still in the march for those extra 25 points today. Establishing themselves as the 2 strongest contenders in this field at this point in the season. There is manager, mentor, Mark Hines. He has took young Maximo under his wing over recent times.
Yeah, he's part of the vertical management group, isn't he, that Mark and Alex have set up. Legacy. And you can see Moto3 race will just be a couple of minutes later than scheduled. MotoGP will still be at the time we've got, at 6 p.m. UK time. The Moto2 race, that's going to be at 25 past 4, so not long to wait now before the Moto2 race gets underway. Mario Aggi, he's got a shot in Moto2, and he comes down and celebrates with Vader Pratima on the podium in just his 2nd Grand Prix.
What a ride. In only your 2nd Grand Prix, you are onto the podium and you become the first rider from Indonesia to ever do it. How much does this mean?
I don't know, incredible. Today, I did a really good job. Even in the before the red flag, I struggled in the race to manage the rear tire, but yeah, finally I finished top 3 in my 2nd Grand Prix, and it was my biggest achievement right now. So yeah, for sure, I want to say thank you so much for all the Indonesian people and all the Indonesian people and all the sponsor, my family who was in Indonesia, and yeah, thank you very much. It's incredible.
Huge congratulations.
Thank you.
It is incredible. It's a landmark moment for the sport. Indonesia is perhaps one of the biggest motorcycle markets in the world. It is one of the best supported, if not the best supporting MotoGP country in the world. Huge, huge population. And Vader is a star there already. Well, that will just make it shine even brighter.
Yeah, indeed. He's seen there from those shots how committed he was.
Him in South America, great to see Marco Morelli as well, doing the business for Argentina on Brazilian soil. 2nd place.
What a performance that was. That 5-lap dash was right up your street. I'm sure you were praying that actually it was 6 laps because your pace was phenomenal. Where did that come from to catch Max like you did?
Yeah, well, we did a fantastic job during all the weekend. We felt quite well with the bike, and in the FP2 we work a lot this, no? So the feeling was good, but the problem is when we start the first race, let's say, I was not feeling well on the back. I lose the grip in the 2nd lap already, and it was super difficult to manage, no? But to be honest, it was a bit of luck. Had the red flag for me, and we put the new new tire on the back and was completely different. And this was the pace I had during all the weekend. No, obviously I pushed not 100%, maybe 200%, because have a maximum in front was super difficult to catch. I did it, but it's not only catch, it's also pass. And to be honest, he's a fantastic rider. So he put the race so difficult. But first podium, I'm super happy also for the Argentinian flag here close to the country, and yeah, I'm super happy, and thank you for all the team.
Brilliant ride, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's caught the ability to talk off you, Michael, as well, because that was a long old interview, wasn't it, from Marco. Great kid, though, and that soft tyre choice that he and Pratima both made in that first part of the race paid dividends then when they had a restart.
Yeah, without a doubt, they were more ready with the soft, knew how to attack in 5 laps. The others would have figured it out, but before they knew it, the race was done, and Marco and Veda had capitalised from that slight advantage.
Yeah, it's massive to see them both on the podium. So 2 debutants on the podium, but this man is making a habit of winning now. Max Keeles, that's his 4th Grand Prix victory, and he's talking to Jack Appingham.
Max, huge congratulations, the first win of 2026, bouncing back from Thailand. I'm sure you were bitterly frustrated to see the red flag, so how did you regain your concentration, and how did you hold off your teammate who was charging up towards you in those final laps?
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed because of the red flag, but hopefully everybody was okay. So yeah, I say I'm going to try to push that. I felt really good behind Almanza, and yeah, that's what I did from the beginning. I pushed as hard as I can. I did some greens to gain some speed, you know, and it was great, you know. I'm really happy for Marco that it's his first podium, as well for Veda, a really good friend of me, for the first podium. I'm so happy. Yeah. Samba do Brazil.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Max Keeles, he's absolutely brilliant. Talk about a full package. I already feel like he should be in MotoGP and just skip Moto2. I mean, that was just incredible. And yeah, a little bit of disappointment to have to run it in 2 parts, but you just knew that he had it, didn't you?
Yep, class act. And he said something in the interview there that I have never heard before. He purposely went onto the green to gain a little bit of advantage on that opening lap. It's quite interesting. He maybe shouldn't have ever said that on TV.
I mean, where does he get this wily thing from, I wonder?
Yeah, I wonder. Let's think back of
Is it the stable that he's from? Could it be his manager?
Isn't that incredible that he's from the Marquez stable? And it's that sort of racecraft, sort of bending the rules to gain an advantage, but they'll be watching him do that, I think, maybe moving forward. But I respect him for that. To think about, because you can only go on the green a few times, but he sacrificed one on that opening lap, and we saw the gap he got on that opening lap, and that won him the race, if you think about it in the end. So, what a talent. He's got it all. Charisma, obviously speed, super aggressive, can do laps on his own. I mean, yeah. I'm with you, Susie. Skip Moto2, get him in MotoGP.
Exactly. His teammate, not a bad race for him either. That overtake was sensational, wasn't it?
And that pace, where did that come from? I mean, unbelievable. Yeah, OK, Morelli had the soft tyre in the first part of the race, so maybe he was a little bit more acquainted with it, but that pace was unreal. He just outclassed the group that was trying to chase Keeles and failing at it, and he managed to bridge the gap as well. So, yeah, a few more laps, and you'd think like the 2 teammates would have had a great battle. I mean, just look at that, making easy work of that chasing group, and then making a gap as well, and pulling away. So, yeah, beautiful performance from him. Can't help but feeling a bit sorry for Michael Laverty that brought Morelli onto this championship and
discarded him.
Yes, I know. It feels a little bit, well, I don't know.
Well, they invested a lot of money in the young Argentinian, and unfortunately, he got to that point where he had an offer from the Aspar team, and he sort of went in that direction. And I sort of can't blame him for that. And I don't mean that anything obviously disrespectful to Michael's team. I can't blame him, because riders have to be a bit selfish. But
if you're not in it for yourself, you're not going to get to the top,
It'd have been nice for him to have been loyal and stay with MLAV's squad, because he'd be battling right at the front. Obviously.
Well, we would love that for MLAV, but as you say, you know, it's dog eat dog out there, isn't it? And what a performance it was today. And what about Veda Pratima, though? We're going to go back together because the podium's up. Is it too early to call him Darth?
Quite possibly. I don't know. I missed it. I missed that. Oh, Veda. There we are. Got you. You know what? I am so slow on the uptake this morning. So slow on the uptake. Big old smile, though, up on the podium for Pratima. What a day for Aspar, who stood alongside the podium as Marco Morelli steps up onto it. Yeah, got Michael here alongside, and has been a huge part of bringing Marco through to the fore, but didn't stand in his way when Aspar came calling, because he knew what it means to be part of this Spanish team. CF Moto backing to pathway through to the top. So first of all, Constructors' Trophy to be handed over to Jorge Martinez Aspar. Aspar team take a solid lead in the Teams Championship over the IO squad. 1 and 2 in the Championship as well, Quiles and Morelli. Up to 3rd in the Championship though, our first ever Indonesian. On the podium in Grand Prix racing, the start of big things for Veda Pratima. Marco Morelli about to accept his trophy. He's only 18 years of age, I will point out. Looks about 38, doesn't he, Marco? Speaks so well as well. He holds aloft his first trophy. There will be more. Great to see. Now we get our race winner here. Oh, he did make it here this morning then, Mr. Villegas, after unfortunately for him coming across our group last night out of the restaurant. But he holds the trophy aloft for Max Quiles to grab it. His 4th Grand Prix victory, 3rd in the world last year. Max Quiles now takes charge after 2 rounds of the 2026 Moto3 World Championship with victory in the Brazilian Grand Prix.
It's champagne time here in Moto3. Quiles wins. Morelli and Pratima the front. What an awesome run. What an awesome race. We'll be coming up soon with the Moto2 action. But it's a 1-2 for the Aspar team leaving this race. Fabulous. Next up for Moto3, Austin, Texas, for the Americas Grand Prix. See you then. Bye-bye.